Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. The Luzerne County District Attorney's Office has released the name of the victim in a deadly shooting in Avoca on Saturday. According to officials, troopers were dispatched to the scene on the 800 block of Main Street around 4 a.m. for reports of a shooting. Officials say the shooting resulted in the death of 67-year-old Robert Solo. Following an autopsy, officials say the cause of death was determined to be multiple gunshot wounds. The manner of death has been ruled a homicide. The incident is still under investigation and details are limited. However, troopers say there is no threat to the public at this time. Stay tuned on WYLN for updates on this developing story. A former Hazleton City Council member has announced her intentions to run for district judge. Allison Barletta Anelich served 6 years on the Hazleton City Council and will be running to fill the position of full-time magisterial district judge in Hazleton. District judges are elected to serve 6-year terms. As of January 1st, the salary for a district judge is set at $113,713. The position has been vacant for about a year since Judge Joseph Zola retired after 28 years of service. If elected to the position, Anelich said in a statement that she will be a fair and impartial judge who uses the rule of law, her own life experiences, and common sense to guide her decisions. Anelich also said that she intends to ensure that everyone is treated with dignity and professionalism in her courtroom. Anelich is the daughter of Carmine and the late John Barletta. She is a lifelong Hazleton resident who graduated from Hazleton Area High School in 2006. She has a business degree from Penn State University and is a member of the United Way of Greater Hazleton, the Hazleton Elks, Hazleton Unico, and Pathway to Recovery. Members of the Shapiro administration visited a new behavioral health crisis center in Harrisburg on Monday. Department of Human Services Secretary Dr. Val Arkush said the Connections Emergency Behavioral Health Crisis Walk-in Center is a new regional mental health and substance use disorder treatment center that highlights the administration's focus on behavioral health programs.
Governor Shapiro has prioritized increasing funding for behavioral health services in lots of different ways. And this is an example of really meeting people where they are. And by that I mean that historically, the only place for someone with a mental health crisis to go is to call 911 and usually be taken to an emergency department. The police, and I have enormous respect and they do incredible work, but this isn't really their wheelhouse. Police aren't really trained to provide emergency crisis behavioral health services. Neither are our hospital emergency departments. And so the beauty of a place like this is that you can avoid police, come straight here, or have mobile crisis bring you straight here, where there's a group of trained professionals. There are peer supports here, meaning people with lived experience in both mental health and substance use disorder here to work with clients. This is the type of environment and care that people in a behavioral health crisis need. That's really tough to find in most of our hospital emergency rooms.
Arkush said the center will help fill a significant need in the community.
This is such a warm and welcoming place, and it fills a really important niche in our crisis continuum. So the idea of a crisis continuum is that if someone's experiencing a crisis, they make that phone call. And sometimes it's really hard to get someone to make that phone call, so we want to make sure that when someone does make that phone call, there's a trained person on the other end of the line answering that phone. That's part of what happens here. Then, although most calls or most situations can be managed by phone, sometimes someone needs someone to respond. So there's a mobile crisis team that works in collaboration with Connections that can go out and actually meet somebody where they are. And then if somebody needs a place to stay or to come, they can come here. And they can come here for just under 24 hours. They can get their laundry, their clothes washed. They can get some warm food in their belly. They can have a chance to just take a breath, be evaluated, and get connected with the services and supports that are individually tailored to them.
The Crisis Center was partially funded through opioid settlement dollars and state grant funding. A man is wanted by the Wilkes-Barre Township Police Department. Michael Stanley Skizarek is wanted on retail theft charges. He is described by police as a white male who stands 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighs 240 pounds. The public is warned not to approach or attempt to apprehend this individual. Anyone with information regarding Schizorec's whereabouts is asked to call 911. Coming up on WYLN News, PA State Representative Dane Watrow announces a free assistance program for area veterans. Plus, PennDOT announces upcoming DMV closures for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's only nationally ranked hospital. We turn setbacks into comebacks one movement at a time. Learn more at lvhn.org/ortho or 833-LV-ORTHO. We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
WYLN TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, Brianna was hurting for 2 years. Her doctor tried all these different pills, no better. She never really wanted to see a chiropractor because she was afraid. Dr. Kraus referred her. In 2 weeks, she feels better after 2 years of pain. Check our show.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
Welcome back to WYLN News. PA State Representative Dane Watrow has announced that his Hazleton office will be offering free assistance to area veterans. In a press release, Watrow said the assistance program will be offered on the second Tuesday of each month and the fourth Wednesday of every other month in collaboration with the American Legion. During the program, veterans will have the opportunity to speak with the American Legion Department Service Officer about veteran services, such as compensation and pension claims, enrollment in the VA healthcare system, military personnel and medical records, education benefits, burial and survivor benefits, and state benefits. The sessions are free, but an appointment is required. To schedule an appointment, you can call 570-453-1344. Watrow's office is located at 145 East Broad Street in Hazleton. PennDOT has announced that all driver license and photo centers will be closed from Saturday, January 18th through Monday, January 20th in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. However, driver and vehicle online services will continue to be available 24 hours a day and 7 days a week at dmv.pa.gov. The online services include driver's license, photo ID and vehicle registration renewals, driver history services, changes of address, and driver exam scheduling. There are no additional fees for utilizing the online services. The Bloomsburg Police Department received an award this week for outstanding participation in the 2024 National Night Out event program. The National Night Out program is a national community building campaign that seeks to promote partnerships between local police and community members. The award was presented by the National Association of Town Watch. In a statement, the police department said the award would not have been possible without the help of their donating sponsors, volunteers, vendors, and participants. The Bloomsburg Police say they are currently in the process of planning their National Night Out event for 2025 and are accepting suggestions. Anyone hoping to make a suggestion or to become more involved in the event can email the department at tkishba@bloomsburgpa.org. Wyln is bringing Hazleton area basketball into your living room this season. You can catch the Hazleton area boys basketball team on Tuesday, January 21st as they take on the Crestwood Comets at 7 p.m. Or you can catch the Hazleton area girls basketball team on Thursday, January 23rd at 7 p.m. as they face the Wilkes-Barre Wolfpack. Watch the games live on Wyln or watch them anytime on the Wyln TV 35 YouTube channel. Coming up on Freeland's News Choice, Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Sunbury Part 2. Plus, we discuss the dangers of tailgating on this week's Trooper Talk Tuesday. And stay right here on Wyln. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central, and our trained sleep professionals are here to help you sleep like never before. With an extensive line of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we are sure to find you the right mattress at the right price. Free delivery and removal, interest-free financing for up to 60 months, and same or next day delivery on select models.
And don't forget, everyday low prices. Stop in to one of our 2 locations, Route 93 in Escapec,
Or downtown Hazleton.
and see why Northeast and Central Pennsylvania sleeps better with Grand Central.
Cooking rice just isn't nice. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with Rice Robot, the 1, 2, 3 rice cooker. Watch, 1 add the white cup for rice, 2 add the blue cup for water, 3 click it and let Rice Robot perfectly cook it. The secret is perfect cook technology that surrounds the rice with controlled heat for even cooking. Then Rice Robot senses when it's done, auto stops and keeps it warm to serve. It won't burn, overcook or undercook, guaranteed. And rice is just the beginning. Make mac and cheese, frittatas, oatmeals, soups and stews, even ramen dishes. And with a ceramic, ultra non-stick interior, cleanup's a breeze.
Get the complete Rice Robot cooking system with the steamer tray and 1-2-3 recipe guide, all for just $39.99. It comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. We'll even ship your entire order free. Order now.
1-800-640-8545.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on Wyln TV 35.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Like and follow Wyln News on Facebook for the Wyln News Midday Update, posted daily between noon and 2 p.m., powered by Lehigh Valley Health Network. When it's serious, there's only one health network with seriously innovative health institutes. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your health deserves a partner. A Path Through History is sponsored by the Old Jail Museum, 128 West Broad Street in Jim Thorpe. Call 570-325-5259 or visit them online at theoldjailmuseum.com.
With the railroad's success, they would trigger the rise of other businesses in Sunbury as well. Brickmaking was an early industry in town. Foundries and leather-making facilities also took root, as did liquor industries. One notable brewery in Sunbury was the Cold Spring Brewery, opened by Joseph Boucher in 1865 at the corner of Packer and North 7th Streets. It survived Prohibition by selling near beer of 2% alcohol, although it reportedly still sold regular beer under the table during this time. The brewery closed in 1935, shortly after Prohibition ended. On the outbreak of the Civil War, Sunbury's sons joined the war effort for the Union. Among those who answered the call was John Peter Schindel Gobin, who had practiced law before the conflict. Assigned to first the 11th and then the 47th Pennsylvania Infantry, he would serve in campaigns throughout the South during the war, eventually becoming the regiment's commander. Gobin would participate in the only successful capture of infantry of a Confederate steamer, the Governor Milton, during the war, and would be promoted to brigadier general for bravery at the Battle of Pocatalico in South Carolina. After the war, Gobin moved to Lebanon and resumed his law practice, while also becoming active in the Pennsylvania National Guard. He was elected to the state senate in 1884 and served through 1899, including a term as the body's president pro tempore from 1891 to 1893. In 1898, Gobin was elected Pennsylvania's lieutenant governor and served 4 years in the position under Governor William Stone. He would afterwards be overall commander of the Pennsylvania National Guard from 1906 to 1907. John Pierre Schindel Gobin died in 1910 and today rests in Lebanon's Mount Lebanon Cemetery. History would be made in Sunbury in 1883 with the arrival of Thomas Edison in town. After having invented the first practical incandescent light bulb in 1879, Edison had been searching for a place to put a central power generator. Although he had successfully done so in Manhattan, lighting up 800 lights with a station on Pearl Street, Edison dreamed bigger and wanted to light up an entire town with his bulbs. One of his business associates, who was originally from Williamsport, recommended Sunbury to him, pointing out that its location close to coal fields gave it a ready source of power for the proposed plant. And so, in the spring of 1883, Edison arrived in the city, where he and his company built a coal-fired power plant at the corner of Vine and 4th Streets. They ran wires from it on overhead lines to adjoining houses and businesses, connecting them to the plant. An initial test on the night of July 3rd failed due to improperly lubricated dynamo bearings of the plant, but repairs were quickly made. And so, on the following evening, the 4th of July, 1883, Edison flipped the switch that turned on a 100-foot candle light over the entrance of the City Hotel, which had been the company's headquarters during installation. The hotel thus became the first building in the world to be lit by 3-wire incandescent light. In honor of this historic moment, the City Hotel will be eventually renamed the Hotel Edison, and it has become custom for Sunbury to raise a light bulb on New Year's Eve to ring in the new year. Central Pennsylvania may not be the first location that comes to mind when one thinks of silver or lead mining, but Sunbury was where the Susquehanna Mining and Smelting Company thought they could make a fortune with the minerals. Chartered in November 1882, the company started mining for silver and lead the same month, and soon afterwards built their smelting facility between the tracks of the Sunbury, Shamokin, and Lewisburg and the Northern Central Railways. Chutes carried the iron ore down from the mines in Silver Hill to the railroad cars for quick and easy transport. On July 19, 1883, the company was the very first to smelt Pennsylvania ore into lead. But what at first seemed like a bright future would turn out to be a mirage, as 6 months after opening, the Susquehanna Mining and Smelting Company would be sold at sheriff's sale. Initial hopes that another smelting company would continue operations, albeit using ore from western states, proved to be wishful thinking, and the mine company's land would be sold off in the following years. At the turn of the century neared, there was much to see and do in Sunbury. Keithan's Bakery was opened by John August Keithan in 1881 on Market Street. In addition to baked goods, the business was also a confectionery and ice cream shop. It was one of the first businesses in Sunbury to switch to electric lighting after Edison's successful experiment in town. Indeed, the bakery had the honor of being the 6th business in the entire world to be illuminated by electricity. John Keithan's children continued running the bakery for many decades. When it closed in 1976, the bakery was the oldest operating small business in Sunbury. In the meantime, the town had the honor of having the Liberty Bell pass through in 1893 on its way to the Royal Columbian Exposition in Chicago. In Sunbury itself, the Susquehanna Silk Mill opened in 1896 and became a major employer. It would operate through 1952, reopen in 1954 as the Sunbury Textile Mills, and run for another 68 years. Mary M. Packer Hospital, the first notable hospital in the lower Susquehanna Valley, opened in a former mansion on Purdy Street in 1895. Later known as Sunbury Community Hospital, and eventually part of the UPMC chain, it operated through 2020. Residents could also shop downtown at Rice's Department Store, which opened in 1900. Throughout the 19th and early 20th centuries, covered bridges sprang up all over the Susquehanna Valley, with countless spans crossing the area's waterways, including the Susquehanna River itself. 4 covered bridges still stand in Northumberland County today, and one of these stands in the Sunbury area. The Kiefer Station covered bridge was built in 1888 for $882 and named for its builder, George Kiefer. Built with a burr truss design, it stresses 109 feet over Shamokin Creek on Mill Road. The Kiefer Station covered bridge was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1979. It was rebuilt in 1986 and continues to carry vehicular traffic today. Underneath even the most happiest seeming town, darkness can occasionally lurk. On October 10, 1898, darkness would strike the family of local farmer Henry Smith. On the morning of that day, he sent his daughter Daisy, age 16, to collect ferns to help cure a sick horse on the farm. When Daisy did not return by lunchtime, Henry went looking for her. What he would find was every parent's worst nightmare. Daisy lay dead in a rye field, shot with her throat slashed. Suspicion quickly fell on her neighbor, 18-year-old Edward Cressinger, who had a history of assaulting young women in the area, and whose unwelcome advances Daisy had spurned shortly before her death. Cressinger was arrested for the crime and confessed to shooting, although not slashing Daisy, but still pled not guilty at his trial, for which his team used a defense of insanity. It did not work, and Cressinger was convicted of first-degree murder. On January 4, 1900, the now 20-year-old Cressinger was hanged at the Sunbury jail, the youngest person to be executed in Pennsylvania up till that time. Daisy Smith rests today in Mountain Presbyterian Cemetery, her justice having been done. More tragedy would strike the Sunbury area on July 13, 1901. With the canals closing at the turn of the 20th century, locals were looking for ways to repurpose the canal boats. The boat Montour, which had sailed between Sunbury and Danville, was selected to be used as a public charter boat, and early tests of the vessel in this capacity seemed to show it in fine order for the job. On the day in question, the Montour was docked at Sunbury, awaiting passengers to take on a fishing trip. As the local trains were running late, the crew was waiting for their guests to arrive. Suddenly, without warning, the Montour exploded, sending debris in every direction. Tragically, several young boys who had been fishing off a flatboat moored next to the former canal boat were killed, among them Alan Fetzer and Charles Keller. The Montour's captain, George Freimeyer, was also among the dead, having been blown clean out into the middle of the river by the explosion. It would take 2 days for searchers to find his body. The cause of the explosion was never conclusively ascertained.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600. Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the WYLN News Midday Update. When it's serious, there's only one health network with seriously innovative health institutes. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your health deserves a partner. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hello, I'm WYLN historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@wylntv.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in to another Trooper Talk Tuesday. I'm Trooper Anthony Petrosky, Trooper and Public Information Officer. Today I'm talking to you about tailgating. Yes, tailgating. Everybody can't stand when somebody's behind them tailgating. Now, what is it? What it means is the car behind you is traveling too close to you to where if you needed to stop, they would actually not have enough proper stopping distance and they would actually hit you, causing a crash. Now, if you are one of those people who tailgate, I'm going to tell you this, slow down. Make sure you allow a proper stopping distance, because in the event of a child or somebody running out into a roadway and the car in front of you has to stop quickly, you wouldn't be able to and you would cause a crash. You can be cited for that. It's a $25 fine plus cost. It ends up to be around $180 some. Okay? That's entirely too much for something that can be avoided. Allow at least a car length's distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. This way it gives you proper stopping distance. Plus, if we're out, state police is out, and we see somebody following too close, tailgating, we can initiate a traffic stop just because we see it. So you don't want to meet us that way. Allow proper stopping distance, allow a car length distance between you and the vehicle in front of you, and you'll have no issues. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.
You're watching WYLN TV 35,